Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to this very special edition of Nutrilite LIV 360 Holistic Health Program. Well, tonight is special because we are not going to have a particular topic or something, but you know, uh, what is the major cause of deaths today in India? Sorry, I started with this question, but then it's alarming. It's not any other, not even COVID, no, not a communicable disease, but it's actually a cardiovascular, diseases that cause the maximum number of deaths. We are the diabetic capital of the world. 1 in 4 in India or are obese. So I think, I don't need to explain why we have chosen this topic and why we have requested our esteemed coach to help us know more. So without further ado, in fact, invite, switch on your cameras, everyone, because it's going to be more interactive, no presentations, but it is our privilege and honor that we have a 3-time Olympian, someone who has represented India in 8 Asian awards, 8 Asian games. Okay. He has won 18 plus medals for the country, 40 active years of sporting career. Okay. Now, to top it all, he has beyond that, he's probably he's won the only gold medal ever for India in the sport of yachting. He is now helping thousands and thousands of us take care of our health, reverse our lifestyle disorders, obesity, diabetes, your sugar, control it, prevent it. And today we have a privilege and honor to be talking to him, asking him a few things that we are all experiencing day in and day out. Farooq, a warm welcome. Let's give a round of applause and thank you and welcome to Farooq, whether it is digital or if you can switch on your screens, everyone, videos. Great. So Farooq, thank you so much. First of all, again, well, I'll probably begin with, so again, for everyone, Farooq has actually agreed to make it more interactive and lively, no one-way dialogue. So I got a few questions, and usually what we, come across. So we've put a few questions together. So I'll be asking them, but beyond these questions, if you have any, and if your questions are not answered, please hold on and we will switch on or we'll open for a question answer session. So Farooq, I just talked about a lot of these lifestyle disorders, etc. And we are seeing a lot of, health awareness, health and fitness programs come up on the digital platform or probably in societies on various subjects, even on even exercises or Zumba classes, etc. So what is different in what, our program, which is the LIV 360 program, prescribes as compared to the rest?
This program, by the way, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Veda, for that warm introduction. Basically answering your question, before we, formed up this program, we looked at a lot of other programs. And we looked at, why those programs don't work, okay? Or even if they work for a short period of time. So the most important thing that came out was that people set short-term goals, like I want to lose 10 kilos because I got a wedding in March to attend, right? So they lose a 10 kilos. So it's perfect for them, their goal is only that. But this program is designed on holistic health. And the most important aspect of this program is to change people's mindset. If your mindset does not change, nothing changes. You can lose as much weight as you want, You can become as fit as you want, but the minute you get into an unhealthy environment, okay, you will become unhealthy. All right. And you will lose what real holistic health is all about. So this whole program is based on changing person's mindset, making them understand what is good for holistic health. I've often said that, if you give the body the right amount of nutrition and the right amount of exercise, not too much and not too little, you have found the safest way to health. Now, this is the very basic, okay, that most of the lifestyle challenges and problems stem from the fact that the nutrition is not available to the person and the person is not exercising. All right. In exercising, we have mentioned about the difference between training and straining. All right. So you got to understand that if you want to have really good holistic health, if your mindset doesn't change, then nothing changes. Now, here what happens is that we focus on the mindset. Then we have given them two words over here: nutrition and exercise. Now, it is, unfortunate, but if you ask a doctor about nutrition, he has no clue, because in his entire MBBS study, okay, he hasn't studied nutrition, right? Doctors are trained to identify the problem, and basically they always treat the symptoms. They don't even care whether the cause has been treated or not. If a doctor cannot understanding it, give you a painkiller. Suppose you're having some pain and gives you a painkiller. The painkiller is only going to be temporarily cutting the pain off, but you're never going to get, rid of the pain. So this program, looking at all these things, we decided that, come on, who really exercises? No one. Okay. With increase in technology, all of a sudden, sedentary lifestyle is massively on the rise, to such an extent that, it's like people don't even know ki kya hua. All right. I'll give you a simple example is that, I often say that you know some things, and you know that you don't know some things, but you have no idea about the things that you don't know that you don't know. All right. And here is a program which is all there, to educate people that what is this, this one little word, nutrition. I mean, what sense does it make to a common person? I've heard dietitians talk about, silly things like there is enough protein in one katori of dal. Definitely it's not there. It's like 3 or 4 grams that's all you're going to get. Okay. So when we talk about nutrition, we want to educate people that what are the macronutrients, the protein, the carbs, the fats, the vitamins, the minerals required, and the phytonutrients. So once people have some idea as to what good nutrition is all about, what are the dangers of fast food, what are the dangers of processed food, what are the dangers of refined stuff, okay, when they realize that and they have a chance to start, we know that it's, we are moved into an era where removing everything is just not possible. All right. So at least if you are doing harm with our education, you will do less harm. And trust me, doing less harm is a lot better than doing more harm. Okay. So this program has been basically designed on that. And then we encourage people to set small goals, not some ridiculous goals, I want to lose 10 kilos next month. No, don't do that. Don't put your body in shock. Okay. Do it gradually, do it, So we teach people how to set goals, how to follow these small goals. And then overall, over a couple of months and years put together, you achieve a huge, big goal, The question that you asked that, what is different and why do other programs don't work? In my opinion, most of these programs, they're setting wrong goals. To give you an example, there are many people who died while coming down from Mount Everest. You know why? Because the goal was to reach Mount Everest. The goal should have been to reach Mount Everest and come back alive. That should have been the goal. And that is the reason a lot of people die on their way back from after touching the peak, and on their way down, there are more people who have died trying to conquer Mount Everest than people who have, while people as compared to people who have gone and reached Mount Everest. So this is something similar over here. Get your mindset right. Understand what nutrition is all about. Nutrition, what is one word? It cannot be understood. All right. People think, the most unhealthy person at an average, if you take and ask them, oh, I eat really healthy. Yeah, he's eating processed food and thinking that it's, all very clean and all very healthy. It's not, right? So this is the major difference in this program. Change the mindset and ensure that the right nutrition and the right exercise is given to the body, and you will find your way that you're on the path of achieving holistic health. And when you do that, okay, there are certain factors, like if you lose weight, you have to ensure that you put on muscle and, things like that. So if you stay connected in a community, it's always better than trying to handle this vast subject on your own. And that is the major difference between, our program and the other programs that are available over there. The other major difference is the exercise part. As I mentioned, who likes to do exercise? Nobody likes to do exercise. So unless and until you get it into your system that you got to exercise, you are not going to exercise. Unless until you realize that how important exercise is, and because of the sedentary lifestyle, the exercises is become even more important. And one has to start incorporating that into their day-to-day lifestyle. Like I mentioned that I needed to, exercise my foot, and I realized that I wasn't doing it on a regular basis. So I just took the garbage bin and put it on top of the kitchen platform. And, it has a foot pedal. And I don't like to touch the garbage bin ever. So I take my foot right up to the kitchen top and open it every time, and I have to, put some garbage into it. It's natural, I know I'm going to be, throwing some garbage here or there at least 5 to 10 times a day. So 5 to 10 times the, legs get exercise. Another thing I mentioned that day, that while taking up, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, I decided that every odd day, right leg, every even day, left leg. Okay, do it on one leg so you're balanced. Now, you're going to brush every day, you're going to take a bath every day. So there's no question of telling me that you don't have time, because we have designed everything where when people say that we don't have time, we can show you exercises how you can do it from the time that is available to you. All right. And these are some of the important features of this amazing program. And more important than anything is the community building. It's only when you build community, you will start taking more care of your health. When somebody joins the program, they get little benefit. But when they introduce somebody else, they get even a bigger benefit, because now they've got to, behave like the leader. And we are looking at in this program and this community to create leaders, who can spread this message all around the country. And it doesn't take long for the message to spread around, because if you really understand numbers and you really understand duplication, then it's all very easy once you start developing leaders who understand holistic health, who understand nutrition, and who understand the exercise part.
Thank you, Farooq, for those inputs, because so well said that if you don't have a goal to sustain your journey or continue in that, you'll probably reach your goal, but you will not be able to stay there or focus. That's what Farooq was saying. And Farooq, around the whole mission itself of the program, right? What you have set and what we all are now working towards is Har Ghar Tandurust, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Why this mission? Why medicine free? Of course, we understand that medical is
Every
the best.
medicine, understand that every medicine has a side effect. And the way I got introduced to this subject was because I was competing in sports, and we have a body called WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency. 1982 was my first Asian Games. Okay. At that time, the banned items and the restricted items were really small. There was like a little booklet, right? Not even like, something that you could staple and say it's the banned items and all. And then people found, there were people were cheating, and of course, I'm not going to all that details, but the last Asian Games that I did, it was a huge volume, it was seriously this thick, of banned items and all. And I just asked the sports medicine doctors, surely you don't want me to read this stuff, okay, at this point of time when I'm focusing on the event. And he says that please don't take anything from the chemist store, because most of the stuff that you buy from the chemist store is there in either the banned items or the restricted items. Okay. And I realized that there has to be some kind of a connection, to this side effect. And that is the reason why I keep saying that, it's not that I'm saying that don't take medicine to save your life. Okay, if you got malaria, you'll have to take quinine. All right. But there are some things called as lifestyle medication, which are due to lifestyle challenges and lifestyle health challenges. At least understand what those lifestyle health challenges are and find another way. Most people do it because they don't think that there is an option. Like if you ask somebody who's detected with pre-diabetes or, borderline diabetes, they start popping pills left, right, and center, not realizing that all this will have a continuous effect. When people put stents in them, they're prescribed pills, which they go on, for the rest of their lives. And it really messes up their overall holistic health. So if they can understand that if lifestyle health challenges can be sorted out by lifestyle changes, then your dependency on medication reduces dramatically. And the reason why this whole thought process is that, Har Ghar Tandarust and Har Ghar, this mission statement, Har Ghar, is because, it's a no-brainer that India is, walking a really steep slope over here. And it's a slippery slope that we are on. And a lot of progress this country can make, is going to go all downhill as this. Today, we are the youngest, we got the youngest population in the world. Please remember that 35 years later, this 35-year-olds will be 70 years old. Okay. And the kind of strain it is going to create on the whole medical system, okay, is unbelievable. And that is the reason why we need to, spread this word around that it is the best thing that you can do for the country, because the country really needs you now. Okay, the country needs you to, lower this dependency on hospitals, because soon you will find that despite so many hospitals coming up and it being treated like a 5-star business, okay, it's not going to be enough. And whenever there is going to be a major crisis or a problem, the medical system is going to collapse, right? Also, the medical system has now gone to the extent where it's not unusual to hear somebody say that, my father was in the ICU for 10 days and every day the bill was more than 1 lakh, right? And people have miniature medical insurances. And even when people have more medical insurances, like I have a huge medical insurance, but my goal is that that's a medical insurance that I never want to use. Okay, I can contribute to the society by paying in a heavy premium every year, but I really never want to use it because it also comes with the rest of the trauma and the rest of the problems, which I don't want to be associated with. So this is the reason why we felt that this program was so important, in our country, because otherwise our country is really, diabetic capital of the world, cardiac problems of the world, and we're going to land up over there for sure. Okay, there is absolutely no doubt because nutrition is going down the drain, the exercise, the sedentary lifestyle is increasing, and the exercise is almost non-existent.
True, and I think one of the other lifestyle disorders that I'm hearing now is your fatty liver or grade 1 liver issues or something. And I also wanted in the same subject, why is this suddenly this rise of liver diseases coming up, and how is it also associated with probably diabetes? If you can please shed light on it, and do we really need to get alarmed about this?
Yeah, it is really an alarming issue because it all starts from sedentary lifestyle. Now, when the lifestyle is sedentary, okay, whatever fat that you're eating gets accumulated, okay, and that's basically, in a short, fatty liver. All right, and we are so blessed that when Nutrilite was doing some research on this subject, okay, a couple of decades ago, and they discovered that this phenomenal product called milk thistle with dandelion, all right, was such an amazing product. And when they were doing some research, one of the guys, knew somebody who was involved with racehorses, and he gave this particular herb to the racehorse, where the doctors had, said, okay, in 10 days' time, this horse is going to be, and this was a racing horse, all right, this horse is going to be dead. And he just did a rough calculation that the horse weighs 700 kilos, 70 kilos normal average weight of a person, so 10 times the dosage. Okay, so what the amount of herb that would be given to a 70-kilo man, this was 10 times was given to the horse. And the next time the blood sample went to the lab actually asked them that, is this from the same horse? Because the horse actually recovered, fully, and it was like as good as new, and all the problems, had miraculously disappeared. And the question is that when you have such an amazing product which looks after this, googly problem that exists, why not take the milk thistle on a daily basis? Like I've been taking this for the last now more than 15 years, milk thistle, 2 tablets, one in the morning, one at night. And my liver seems to be doing pretty good. Okay, my liver's happy, I'm happy, the whole body's happy. Keeping the liver happy is very important, okay, for people who actually have pre-diabetes or diabetes, because liver can take care of a lot of problem, diabetes is basically when your pancreas kind of, don't secrete the right amount of insulin as compared to the junk food that you're eating, and the sugar level rises in the blood. So this is the time when, there is a saying that prevention is better than cure. So if you have something, so amazing available, which has been proven beyond doubt, okay, which is like eating the right food. Okay, so when you're taking this milk thistle, don't think about it as you're taking a supplement or you're taking a herb. Think about it as if you're really eating food which is going to be good for your liver. And that's how you sort of cover your bases. Say, okay, at least I won't die of fatty liver disease.
Right. So, Farooq, in fact, you were talking about eating the right food and all of that. I know a few people who actually have hired, dietitians. They have the money, and all of that, where they have a daily a dietitian telling them what to eat, etc. But yet, and then there are some families who consciously, now that they're aware, because of the social media, they're eating the right portions, probably on the right time as well, but are still having some or the other, lifestyle issues, either with the kidney or probably, I don't know, lumps or something like that. So why, even in spite of eating probably the right food, not too oily, not processed, and finishing the dinner by 8 p.m. or 7 p.m., why would they still face these issues?
Well, most people think that they're eating nutritious food. Home cooked food is not necessarily nutritious. All right. Because the entire kitchen, in fact, I remember we done one session on that, go to the kitchen and clean it up. All right. The kitchen today, a standard Indian kitchen, okay, whether it is rural area or urban area, is filled with processed food. Okay. And everybody thinks that they are very smart and very clever. Like a simple example, using tomato sauce instead of using fresh tomatoes. Okay. Make it a little worse. Use tomato ketchup instead of tomato sauce. It comes with that extra sugar. Oh, it's a home cooked meal. Great. But what is the use of that home cooked meal if the nutrition, if the basic products that go into preparing the food, are not nutritious? So it is a fallacy that I'm eating good nutrition and I'm still having a problem. No, I'm sorry. Whenever there is a problem, remember, always go back to the basics. What are the basics? Give the body the right amount of nutrition and the right amount of exercise, not too much and not too little. Found the safest way to that. Like mangoes are good, they are nutritious, but don't eat 1 dozen in a day. All right. That's not going to help. Right. And the most important thing, when all this happens, okay, when you're talking about home cooked meals, which I say that they're not necessarily nutritious because the raw material that has gone into, you got to really look into the raw material. Okay, is genetically modified. Fruits and vegetables have lost their nutritional value. So when all that stuff goes in, okay, you have to ask yourself at the end of the day one simple question. When you put that food on the plate, ask yourself a question. Will this food increase my good bacteria and keep my bad bacteria in balance? Will my good bacteria remain at 85% and my bad bacteria remain at 15%? Or is it going to, change this balance? If it's going to change this balance, then it is going to be, it doesn't matter whether the food is cooked at home or you're eating outside, because it's, equally not good for holistic health.
True. In fact, now that you've talked about good bacteria and bad bacteria, of late, a lot of, on the internet, there's a lot of talk on gut health and then food inflammation that is causing obesity or other lifestyle disorders, etc. Especially, after Vidya Balan's weight loss and her loss disclosure. What is your thought on that? And do we also cover all of those aspects in our program?
Yeah,
If you
I
can
think
share.
we cover a little more than that. Now, whenever I find that people have inflammation, okay, the best medicine, the best treatment, medicine is the wrong word, the best treatment for inflammation is omega-3. Okay. And generally, I recommend that if you take 6 grams of omega-3 in a day, you can take 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner. You will keep the inflammation at bay. It is pretty much guaranteed, right? Regarding this Vidya Balan's disclosure and a program, now just think about it. What do people want to hear? They want to hear don't exercise. All right. So they found a way of advertising it. Oh, and I did not, and they told me to stop exercising. Just think about it yourself. Okay, everybody is pretty intelligent on this group and pretty logical. Let us assume that, okay, you're not doing anything, you change that diet and you're losing, in say 6 months, you lost 10 kilos, and say your total weight now is 50 kilos. You continue with that in 5 years, in 50 years, in 5 years' time, you'll become zero weight, right? If that rate continues, you'll become zero, right? So if there is anything like that, I mean, exercise cannot be put in a bottle and given to you. Okay, this is a supplement, for your exercise. Exercise you have to do, whether you are rich or poor. Okay, whether you are a politician, you have got power, whether you are royalty, whether you are, the richest person in the world or the most poorest person, it doesn't matter. You still have to exercise. Okay, so we have gone to the extent of openly saying that when you are losing weight, do not lose weight by only cutting your fat down. Convert that fat into muscle. Okay, because when you have muscle, because ultimately, if you don't exercise, okay, you will end up, you're heading towards sarcopenia, okay, which is the next biggest problem that this country is going to start facing. Okay, is the loss of muscle. It's one of the most dangerous things to do. Is to tell, on a social media that please don't exercise. That's ridiculous. You can never ever make that statement, howsoever good your program may be. Exercise within your limits, know the difference between training and straining. But people want to hear that. People want to hear that, oh, don't exercise. Oh, that's great, man. I've got 2 remotes on the TV. Can I have 4? So that, tomorrow there'll be only one remote. Just move the eyeball. I'm sure technology is not very far away. Put something on your head and you just little shake, or maybe your eyebrows, and it will be done. So even that finger exercise will also go away. No, it's a dangerous thought process that you can get away, without exercising, especially in this environment which has become so sedentary. All right, and it's all catching up. I keep researching and I keep looking at various articles about how good the Eskimos were and how good this this community was, and even the blue zones are now getting affected because the processed food and all that stuff is going in. Lifestyle luxuries are increasing, so people by default that were exercising are now not exercising, and they will suffer. There's no way you can have good health without exercising. It is very simple. If you rest, you rust. And if you rust, you die. It's as simple as that, there's no 2 ways about it. All right.
Yeah, in fact, I've heard just recently a case where someone was having a knee pain and the doctor told them, please don't walk. The more you walk, it is going to increase, so don't walk.
Because if they don't walk, then they will need a knee replacement a little quicker than if they do walk. See, basically now this is a simple thing. Osteoarthritis, okay, is a simple thing, that there is a liquid called glucosamine that is naturally produced in your body till the age of 40. After 40, that liquid starts to, reduce. So what happens is that when you're walking, there is friction between your ligaments, and your bone over there. And ultimately, because of lack of liquid, like any machinery cannot move without lubrication. So because the lubrication is missing, you know, the entire cartilage and all over there gets destroyed. So if you were to just supplement that little bit of glucosamine, all right, I was talking that day with somebody who wanted to do a massive documentary on me, as to, and my role with nutrition and all that. And I told them, okay, look, I may be 65 years old, but my knees have been through what a person who would be around 135 years, but my knees still feel like I'm 45. Okay. And this is after a stage had reached when, 30 years ago, I felt that my knees are now going to not be able to hold the strain. Okay. And that's primarily because of our posture. I'll just sort of show it on the screen, or I'll stop my video. And if you look at that picture, okay, you see this posture over here. Human beings are not designed to, put this kind of weight on their knees. And doing this for like 6, 7, 8 hours a day, all right, puts a lot of load on this knee over here. And this is the time, I got introduced to glucosamine, and it sort of really saved my knees. And today, after, abusing them so badly, the difference, why do I keep saying this terminology difference in training and saying this is a typical example of straining. All right. But here, straining is acceptable because it's done to win a medal. Okay, there's a sacrifice. And it was like, I was going to quit. All right, it is no more, it's too painful. But this simple supplementation program saved me. And, I still feel like now my knees are so much better, than before.
That's nice. Thanks for sharing that, Farooq. And in fact, on the whole exercise aspect, we also see another phenomenon where people are avid gym goers, right? They're into heavy exercising and all of that, but somehow have very high triglycerides. Now, I think I know what you're going to say, but I definitely want to hear what is the, scientific reason behind it, and what are the consequences of high triglycerides.
Whenever I see somebody's lipid profile, okay, generally the good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and triglyceride, my first focus goes on triglycerides. Because even if your bad cholesterol is high, but your triglycerides are low means like really low, like below 50, okay, your probability of getting a cardiovascular attack, okay, is phenomenally lower, right? See, there is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. So there is something to balance out over there. Triglyceride, there's nothing. So everything over there is bad. So less is good over there, right? I've done my report several times, and never ever has my triglycerides ever been more than, like, the highest it's ever reached is 50. Okay. So this is very important to understand. And if you're taking good quantities of omega-3, all right, your triglycerides will definitely, remain on the lower side. So that is the reason why I'm so fanatic about this omega-3 supplementation program. Like, everybody needs it because there is so much of inflammation that is happening in the body. And omega-3 really helps to calm down everything here. There is no other supplement as a supplement, which can give you so much value for just taking it, But as long as you're taking the right omega-3, okay, the omega-3 that is coming from the right sources, the purity, their efficacy, their are they really true omega-3s? Okay. And that is the reason why we recommend that you take this Nutrilite omega-3, because they're really, really good stuff here. Right?
Okay.
So they may be exercising, but if they're eating a pizza, they're eating a burger, they're having a drink, they're having energy drinks. So all that's not going to really help here. Okay. So exercise is one part of it. Why do we keep on repeatedly saying that our program is based on two basic things? And I was so glad that just a couple of days earlier, I was talking to somebody on this community, and finally I got to hear from them. So, okay, yeah, I'm convinced that if you give the body the right nutrition, so yeah, fantastic. Now I know that you got it. All right.
Yeah. I remember during the COVID lockdown as well, when you were helping us gain control of our health, you ensured that we did those little exercises at home, even the app sitting made it simpler, gave us those things that we could do so that we do some exercise. And when it opened, I remember you were the first one who went out walking, and that inspired all of us. Farooq, I'll ask you one more question, but then I'll just probably just remind everyone. Thanks, Ramesh, for posting it. I will ask this question a little, or let's ask it right now because it's related to omega-3. So, Farooq, can omega-3 be taken in addition to blood thinning tablets like Ecosprin? Is the question.
Absolutely. There is no connection. When you are taking blood thinners like Ecosprin, okay, the thing that you got to be careful about is that you don't take extra amounts of a supplement like ginseng. Okay, so that's where the connection is, but it has no connection with omega-3 at all. Okay, so I hope I made myself clear over here. The omega-3 cannot, conflict with any other problem.
Okay, I think that's crystal clear. I've heard you also say you just reaffirmed that it's like a magic pill. Anything, no doubts. You don't need to really stop omega-3. Okay, so I'm just reminding everyone, please post your questions or raise your hands. And in the meantime, I'll ask one question, Farooq. We've talked about exercise, we've talked about, nutrition, food, a balance of these. Now, something related to stress or sleep. Uh, for example, sleep apnea is again on the rise, something that earlier probably people never even understood what it is. Insomnia, yes, but sleep apnea. Does our program also help in resolving that issue?
Try, and anybody who's having that problem, try doing a proper gut reset. Follow the program, religiously for some time. Okay. In fact, I'll, stick my neck out by saying follow at least 50% of the program. Okay. And you will notice that these problems will start fading away.
Is it because of the first thing, at least whatever little I know, it's the obesity that also causes, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Obesity is, can never be good. It sort of all stems from initially from poverty, and people used to be very, frail and thin. And in America, in the US, the rich people figured that out very quickly, that this phrase called the paunch of prosperity was not really, correct, because that was leading to cardiac problems, okay, and lots of other lifestyle challenges. So soon they started all losing their paunch and started getting their waist in order. And then the middle class thought, okay, they need to look like the rich, this all, monkey see, monkey do, copying the wrong things. And now the middle class has realized, and now it's gone to the poor sections of the society. So the rich have got their, paunches in, the middle class is right about there. Now it is the turn of the poor to realize, this paunch is really bad, let's get rid of it. And my favorite phrase, always stands true. Everybody has a six-pack. You just have to remove the excess around it. If you remove the excess, you'll see your six-pack. It is there, trust me. Don't worry. It's there in all that. If you remove the fat around it, you'll see your six-pack. It's really, trust me, it's great to look at your six-pack, Feels good if you have a six-pack.
Yes, it definitely feels good to be even fitting into smaller sizes. There's one question, or probably someone is asking, what's the best supplementation for kidney health?
That's there is really no such supplement for kidney health, and that's one of the reasons why you need to be very careful about your hydration program. There is nothing better for your kidneys than a good hydration program. All right, less of diuretics like tea and coffee, okay, and alcohol. All right, more of water and and normal general hydrating things. Just sheer water, is the most important thing for your for the health of your kidneys. Yeah.
If someone is already facing a kidney issue in terms of frequent kidney stone and
That's
probably
this comes under the category prevention is better than cure, because once your kidneys fail, then you are obviously in massive trouble. There is very little probability that you'll be able to reverse those problems. So God's given you two kidneys. Please take care of them and don't reach a stage where you have a total renal failure where you need a kidney transplant or you are then needing dialysis, because that is not going to end well for you in any case. Because there are a lot of people who have lived on dialysis for a lot of years. I've known them, but trust me, it's not a really healthy way of living. Because the minute that happens, all medicine, all doctors and all will tell you don't take don't take protein, right? And protein is the building block of life. So the doctor is interested in saving the kidney, but while trying to save the kidney, you are killing the whole person. You understand that? And that is the reason why I keep saying that, please look after your kidneys well. Please make sure that, you're hydrating well, and please make sure that you're, drinking things like coconut water, barley water, things that, will really look after the health of your kidneys.
I think on the similar lines, I think what the person is saying is that his father has been asked to restrict his water intake, in fact, to 1.5 liters due to the kidney being affected, and he's now facing suffering from dehydration and low BP as well. So
it's
sorry.
So that's that's a problem that I really recommend that people should not reach up to that level. Okay, try and look after your kidneys well so that you don't reach that level. Because once you reach that level, you are always going to be facing a vicious circle of trying to stuck with all the medication involved around it, and it's like you really messed up already. Okay, so there's very little hope once there is once your kidneys are failed. Yeah.
Okay.
And even kidney transplants are not a very good they also have their own shelf life.
Right. Thank you, Farooq, for so patiently answering the questions. Folks, is there any other question that you want to ask? This is your chance to ask the same. Okay. Okay, so this has been, I think, an honor hosting, because we get these questions, and through our journey, we have been learning about a few things. But again, as I always say, every session I'm learning something new. And today as well, even though I was hosting, I've taken some notes. Thanks, Farooq, so much. And those who are not part of the community of our WhatsApp group, ask the person who has invited you today to include you. But today, I think all of us, it is December 24. Sorry, there's one question from Manikant. What is the best solution for spine problems? Sorry, I'll take this last one.
If you go to our website, www.slimtrimsexithin, there are some really good, lower back exercises that are demonstrated over there. They are so simple to do. But as I often say, that simple things are easy to do, but also easy not to do. Because it is so simple, people don't do it. And they always get, I can challenge you, that if you do those exercises on a daily basis, you will never, ever have a back problem or a spine problem. And just a few, things to keep in mind that when you are lifting weights, okay, like a heavy box or a big piece of shifting furniture, try and always use your leg muscles. Always make sure that if your biceps are strong and your leg muscles are strong, put the load on your legs and your hands and not on your back. Anything that you do in life, try and ensure that the load on your back is kept to the barest minimum. Now, the stronger your biceps and your thigh muscles, the lesser is the possibility that you are going to load up your back. The weaker the bicep and the tricep and the thigh muscle, the higher is the probability. But it's also the technique of how you lift it. So get the technique right. Don't bend forward and lift things. Go close to it. Bend down, squat, and use your thigh muscles to take the load. So that is very, very crucial. Like I could very easily carry Anita on my back, okay, and even go up to 15 stories. When we were living in the Navy, the lifts used to not work many times. And at night, when we used to come back and the lift wouldn't work, we was living on the 15th floor. So Anita would say, no, I'm not going up. And I said, oh, no problems, I can carry you. And there was no problem carrying her, but the technique was right, and hence the back was never loaded up. There's a lot of strength in the leg and in the hand, to carry the weight quite comfortably as a piggyback.
Yeah. Thanks, Farooq. There's one question, folks, sorry, but I'll take that as the last one for now. There's a question from Rajiv Vasim. It is that what's the cause, supplement, and solution for one not being able to hold the urine for a long time?
No, why should you, to begin with, why should you hold you? It's a vicious circle that when your kidneys are not, in the pink of health, then you will notice that you will need to go to the toilet more. You need to pass urine more often. But this happens when people are dehydrated over a period of time, and then you suddenly start to hydrate. Okay. And you will notice that if your hydration regime is good, okay, automatically your kidneys will be able to, store higher liquids, and you will not need to go to you'll not need the urge to pass urine that frequently. So it's everything to do with your renal health. So if your renal health is good, this will not be a problem. And initially, if you have a problem, you don't stop hydrating, you keep hydrating, automatically the kidneys will be able to hold more water after that. Trust me, it's 100% predictable, unless your kidneys have gone really bad and they fail.
Okay. Thank you so much, Farooq, again for answering all the questions patiently and really giving us simple steps to take care of our health. Again, as I was mentioning, I think today we should renew our health goals if we have stopped taking care of our health, and those who haven't even started, let's have a health goal and talk to your health buddies, consult with them because they are in connect with Farooq. If you're there on the group, feel free to ask Farooq as well on the group any question relevant to health and fitness. That's it from us, and hoping that you will take away, even if Farooq said, in the first time I've heard Farooq saying, even if you do 50%, I think that was for a scenario. But the mantra of this whole thing is 10% change every few days and then top it up with another 10%, So yes, we will see you again. Today is Friday, the 6th. We will see you again on Monday, 9th of December. Until then, stay safe. Good night. God bless.